Right folks, welcome back. Right, so as you can see, I've got a camera set up for the Thrustmaster Farmstick, and I thought we'd just go through a wee kind of review. So you've got your toggle here, that does your camera. If you press that in, that toggles between first person and third person. You can use the actual joystick for it to move about. There's two modifiers on the back, that changes your work mode and your drive mode, I think it's actually called. So we'll have a wee walk up here. There's a modifier button on the back there, the bottom end makes you run. So we'll come up here and we'll press Y for it to get into the vehicle. Right, I've got it set up that this is the ignition button. While that light's orange, if you use the scroll wheel, that changes your cruise control speed. If that's white, that'll zoom your camera in and out, just like that. And then obviously you've got your camera is on the thumbstick. Right, you've got your buttons here for raising and lowering tools. That's that in. If we hold X, that'll bring up our steering assist. Use your stick to move that to whatever you want it, and then hit A, and then that'll come up with that. And then you press X, and for to start your cruise control, you press this scroll wheel in, so that'll set that off. And we can change that easily just by moving that scroll wheel up and down. Lower the tool, set cruise control, and away it goes. So that's that covered. For to drop the tool off, it's this arrow pointing up the way. So that's to attach and detach the tools. So we'll switch that ignition off. Jump between vehicles is these two buttons here. So we'll switch, let's do this mower setup first. Use this to zoom out. So we've got twin mowers here. The button on the back, the modifier, if you hold that in and then press F1, oh wait a minute, I need to start the ignition, that'll help. Right, modifier button on the back, hold that, press F1, unfolds both. And then this middle one here drops them both. So you're driving along and you come to the end, you just hold your modifier and raise both mowers. Far easier. For to change your work mode on these mowers, so you've got your widespread there, your swath dropping to the centre with this button here. Actually button 11 or B03, I think it says on it. Cycle through that for your swath dropping at either side, and then back to widespread. And this button here cycles between your vehicle and your attached tools. So you can see up there in the top left that we're cycling through between rear mower, tractor and front mower. So we've got the rear mower selected, we press the up arrow to detach it, and I'll just drive forward a wee bit. We'll cycle through the front mower and we'll drop, we can drop that off in that state. Okay, we'll raise that up, we'll fold it, and then drop that off. You've got your left arrow here is your beacons. Your down arrow is cycling through your lights. So let's turn that off. Let me just get out the road of this equipment. So you've got your wee scroll, your slider wheel here for your tortoise and hare. That just is your auto accelerate. So So you can just slide that up and it'll drive. Slide it all the way for full acceleration. Turn it all the way back. If you use that, remember and slide it all the way back, because it'll no stop. Even if you're pressing on the brakes, it'll slow down, but as soon as you let off the brake again, it'll just keep driving. The other thing I wanted to cover is this is no just for farm sim. You can actually configure these buttons for like Euro Truck or American Truck Sim and stuff like that, which I will eventually jump to later in the video, and I'll show you some Euro Truck Sim buttons. Right, let's turn that off. We'll cycle to, I've got here set up a wee telehandler, so we'll turn that ignition on. You've got your joystick there, let's just scroll it a wee bit. Your joystick there, left and right tilts your attacher, up and down raises the boom arm. When the light's white, pressing that button booms the arm out, and then down for it to get that back in. Now the way I've got this set up is that if I rotate that, it'll open the attachment. So I've got that set to left and right for it to open and close. So I'll just do a wee demonstration of picking up a bale. So we'll open that up, drop that down, drive up to the bale, close that back up, pick the bale up. We can boom out and back in, and we can open to drop the bale. Flick that back to your work mode. What else is there to cover? We have this set up here, so we'll get the ignition on for that. Press the up arrow for it to drop off the trailer. We'll drive around and we'll get the header attached. As we're driving around to collect this header here, I will show you that the F1 button unfolds your harvester. F2 is your pipe, that operates your pipe in and out. And then as we drive up to the header here, got this positioned somewhere. Yep, you drive up to the header, press your up arrow for it to attach the header. You can then reverse away for the trailer. Top middle button lowers the header, and the cog button here turns the equipment on. Right, I think we've pretty much covered everything for a farm sim, so I'll just jump to Euro Truck and I'll show you some buttons that I've mapped out for to use on that game as well. Right, so we've jumped over to Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I'm just going through a few buttons here that I've got mapped. So basically this whole controller is basically a mappable button box. You can configure this to however you want. Just scan into your keybinds, select whatever you want to change the button to on, like say you're changing your window wipers, high beam, anything like that. Just click your selection and then press whatever button you want that to be. So for instance, for looking left, I move the joystick left. For looking right, I just move the joystick to the right. And for to recenter the camera, I've got it set as F1. Now, I've got the ignition as the same as on the farming sim. We have where handbrake is set to B. And as you can see at the minute, we don't have the trailer attached. So if I just press A, that'll attach the trailer. F1 gets me back to my my main view. The button modifier on the back, I've got, if I hold that and move the stick, I can turn so that when I'm looking at the window, hold the modifier and I can look right out. I've got the up arrow set as my wipers, and the B02 button is the cycling back. So let me skip through a few of these so as they speed up. And then if I cycle through this, turns them off. I've got the B01 sorry, as my hazards. We have the right arrow functions where lights, it cycles through our lights, and the down arrow I've got set as where main beam. I've got this button here set to, this is actually just a quick job that I've took just so that I can show you. I've got this button here set to bring up our HUD. Is it the HUD? Brings up the HUD. That cycles through that and turns that off. So here, look right, look left, center the camera and go. Yeah, I should be on this side actually, because I am not in the UK at the moment on this. And then obviously if you've got your steering wheel and pedals set up, you can configure your buttons that's on your wheel to be whatever you want. So your indicators and stuff like that will still be on your paddle shifters if that's how you've got them set up. Right, so thanks for watching. If you'd like to see a series on Euro Truck Sim, let me know in the comments below.